What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie Baldy. So, here's the deal. My girl's redoing her bathroom, right? She wants to do something where she can hang her towels. So we went out looking today for a coat rack or a hall tree. And we couldn't really find anything. So I thought, why don't I just make one? So, that's what I'm doing. I grabbed a 2x2, 6 feet long, right? What I did is I got some of these at Home Depot. They're only like $1 and change a piece, and they come like this, right? So you could boop, hang a shelf on it, flip it upside down, it becomes a leg. So what I'm doing is I measured the distance I needed for that to be there with an extra ½ inch of hang on the bottom. So it'll be 4 of them going all the way around with a ½ inch. So this will actually be up off the ground by a ½ inch. What I did is I measured this way, and got them all around. So all my marks are there. And of course, before you cut, you always double check. So I will go back and double check to make sure they're all there. These 4 right here. Let's see. Boom, 4 legs. Boom, 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 to go around, and it is going to stand. All right, so now, because the top is just a square 2x2, I wanted the top to have some kind of good look to it. So the top will have this. It's got a little screw part in there. What I'll do is I'll drill a little hole smaller than that, put that on there. I will have a little topper. That's that. The one thing I don't have yet that I need to go get, but I'm going to wait. I'll probably go to Hobby Lobby. Wait until I get this all situated and done, is then I just need to get hooks. And what I will do is get some, really nice fancy hooks, and most likely do a couple of bigger ones, 4 bigger ones going around, and then maybe 4 or even more smaller ones and stagger them down. And then I don't think she wants to stain. She'll most likely paint it, and it's going to look cool. So first things first, measurements done. Second thing second, I need to drill little holes inside of here, small holes, so I can put my screws in. The reason I'm going to drill first is so the screws don't split the wood, right? So let me get out a drill. Okay, so I have some ½ inch number 6 screws that I'm going to be putting in there, and boom, they're going to sit with that much going into the wood. I'm also going to be wood gluing, and what I think I'll do is drill diagonal holes, boop, into here. That way I can set screws into the top of there. So now it comes down to the right drill bit, right? You don't want a drill bit that is the same size as this. Otherwise it won't stay. It'll be baggy. So what you do is, when you're looking at your drill bit, you want to get a drill bit whose diameter, see how this one's really close? You want one that's smaller than that. So if it looks like it's pretty close, go smaller. So smaller is going to be right there. That is going to give me a nice hole, preventing my wood from splitting, because no guy likes to split his wood. And it's going to allow me to put that screw in. Now remember, you don't have to drill deep because it's doing that. But if I line my holes up right, if I wanted, I could just drill all the way through, boop, 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 make a little X there, and it wouldn't bother me. But I would need to make sure it was 100% perfectly level. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to dip into it. But before I do, I'm going to double check my measurements down. I have them all at 1.5. So 1.5. And I just noticed one of them is off. See that? This is why we do that. So this is why we do that. At 1.5. That is there. So, and this is the boring part for you guys. Hold on a second, hold on. All right, so I'm all loaded up, and I'm going to just put a few holes directly into my wood. So scary to say. All right, nice little holes. Boop. And another one. Got to get 4 of these in there. Got to line them up dead center. And bada boom, bada bing. So now what I'm going to do is put this guy on there. Oops, way over here. Put this guy on there and put in my screws. Hold on. All right, so now I am ready to put a screw in my screw hole. And I'm going to line up my screw first right there at the hole. That's pretty simple. Give it a little pressure and then screw it in. Now I don't want to get it all the way in because I need this to connect to it so it will fit in. So that's how it's going to go. Now I need to, well, do the rest of them, so hold on. All right, so I didn't do the top yet and I didn't put on any of the wood glue, but I wanted to show you how that works. You can see I have this risen above. So what I'm going to do is just stand it up real quick. Give you a look. It's on a rug, so it's a little wobbly. But give you a look at the base. All right? Not so bad. That's how it's going to be. It's going to be a nice, solid, don't walk anywhere type of thing. Try to put it on a harder floor. And there you go. So now it's going to be a little over 6 feet. Actually, it's sitting at about 6'1", somewhere in there. So that's going to be pretty good. So now I'm going to drill a hole in here so I can get the other piece on, and we'll go from there. Hold on. Okay, so I drilled a hole in the top of there, and I drilled it a little bit smaller than this guy right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use force, press it down, and I'm going to thread this hopefully into the top. If not, I'll need to open up the hole a little bit more, but with any luck I won't. I will just hold this, put some force on it, and let the threads create themselves. And so far so good. It's winding in there, and what that's going to do is just going to make sure that it doesn't come out on its own, so it will have a nice good solid hole. Just, I won't even need to wood glue that. That's on there tight. So now the top, there it is decorative, right? Bada boom, bada bing. Something that easy. So now you can throw a hat on there if you want. But that is on there really good. I could lift this whole thing by that. It's not going to fall out. Doing this on the rug is not very good for these legs, but as you can see, that is solid. So now it comes down to drilling some holes inside of here so I can straighten these legs out and have them all done. Then I can wood glue them on. And as a matter of fact, if I drill holes in there and put screws in there, I probably won't need wood glue. So that way, if I needed to, like for moving somewhere or whatever, then I could actually take it apart if I wanted, even though those legs are small enough to where I wouldn't have to. But hold on. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit bigger drill bit this time as I'm going through, and it's still just a hair bigger. It's the thread just stick through a little bit. That's going to be better since I'm passing it through more material in a thinner piece. So this time I have still a number 6, but it's 1 inch as opposed to 1/2 inch. And what I'm going to do is reach this some bitch right here, and I'm going to center the legs. I'm trying to look at this. I have it pretty much measured out where I need it, but that's going to be centered. Then what I have to do is throw in that drill bit and drill it this way at an angle so I can catch this screw into there, right? So I'll show you the first one. Hold on. Okay, so that was easy. So I just screwed in at an angle on each one, a little screw inside of there, and now I have the legs all done. Now what I could do is put some screw-in foot pads on the end, which is something I might consider. That way, if the floor is, it's like that, you know, where there's a little wobble in the floor, like down here there is, upstairs it shouldn't be, but if there's a little wobble in the floor, if I put in screw-in foot pads, the little round ones, they kind of move, then it will hold itself proper, right? So you can see, as I'm in the way, right there, that's going to be good. So all that's left now is to get the hooks, put them where I'm going to want them, and then let her paint it and maybe do some footholds. Now, the wood, a 2x2, these are only $1 a piece. This is a couple bucks, and then this is a few bucks. All in all, you're less than 20 bucks minus the hooks, and if I do foot pads, which isn't going to be that much anyway. But for a haul tree, or I hate that haul tree, a haul tree for a coat rack, and to have a 6-foot coat rack, you know, that you do yourself for under 20 bucks, that's pretty good. Coat racks are generally expensive. So this is going to be, and yes, if you noticed, I do have a pair of nunchucks hanging at the door always. My chucks are always there, that way I can go outside and practice. So this is it. This is my for now haul tree until I get my hooks, which I will most likely go pick up tomorrow, and then some maybe foot pads, which I can go grab. But all in all, that's the beginning of the coat rack, and it's a nice tall coat rack too. With the knob on it, it's probably 6'4". I don't know. Oh, she took my tape measure. She came down and swiped it, but that's got to be about what it is. 6'4" off the ground, and that's cool. That's cool, man. So I'll show you when I finish. Hold on. All right, so this is where we're at. This is where we're at. My coat rack, right? Obviously. You know what's funny is I'm doing this on another day, and you guys are seeing it right after the last step I did. So for me to say, oh, look, you already know it's in the same freaking video. So I ended up picking up some of these guys, right, that I will do on the base so I can adjust the height. I picked up some hammered paint, a couple different colors of hammered paint, and I got 8 of these, right? These are going to be pretty cool, very rustic looking. And I picked up some little decorative pieces, and I'm going to paint these the hammered black, and the hammered pewter is going to be the entire thing. So I have all that prepped. So now what I have to do is, before I can put these on, obviously I have to paint this, then I have to paint those separate so I can put them on all painted, and hopefully I will have a finished product and it will look good. There is a little bend in this wood, but it doesn't matter because it bends one direction. I'll put that one facing the wall so it'll stand straight like this. I think it looks like it's leaning if I put it one direction because of the bend in the wood, right? So fixed, right? That's all it's going to take. All right, so next step, paint. Yeah. Okay, so make sure that when you do your painting, you are in a very well ventilated area. Make sure you're wearing some kind of mask and don't wear your regular clothing. All right, so I'm not in a very well ventilated area. I think I just broke my paint gun there. Trying to get this little red tab off of there. I think I pulled it out a little too far, but I will fix that real quick. I don't even know why I can't get this damn red thing off. Here we go. It finally came off. All right, so hopefully this will work. Hopefully this will all work. I think it's gonna do all right. I'm gonna paint the top first and work my way down. Get under all these little crevices under here. And nobody's gonna really see the top because nobody else is my height in this house. I'm not truly worried. Oh, of course, I got cobwebs on it right away. Maybe should have cleared the area first. Don't forget, if you're painting, to clear the area of cobwebs before you start painting. That might save you from having cobwebs stuck in your paint job like that. So, cobweb. Let us continue. If you've never used the hammered paints, they do leave a really, really cool texture, and they're worth trying out if you haven't used them. All right, so I think that's good for the top. Now I will start to work my way down. Not so bad. So basically that's all I'm doing. It's just a little spray job. Change the color of the wood, and I'll show you when it's done there. Before I get done, so I sprayed the first half of it basically. What I'm gonna do, I want to avoid the cobwebs, is I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to spray, I think I just spit on myself. I'm going to spray, turn it around really carefully, the bottom before I get to the rest. And I'm not gonna worry so much about this. Actually, yeah, I am. I'm gonna paint it. Oops. And sprayed on accident. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get this all done. That way I can re-stand it up. And since I accidentally gave a little spray here, I'm just gonna use my finger and wipe it in. Luckily, we have a sink in this house and I can just wash my hands. All right, so get the bottoms of the legs, get the bottom of the base, and then I can start doing the actual legs. I'm going to try really hard not to paint you guys. Of course, it's an unventilated room and the paint's going to go wherever the hell it wants. So, who knows? You can't see me in a minute. It's because you're painted. Now, one thing about spreading the paint with my finger is now my finger's crazy sticky. It's sticking to the spray nozzle. All right. So now, all these legs, I want to get a nice little base on here, but because there's actually shape and contouring in these, it's going to be a little bit harder to fill than it would, say, just doing the flat piece. So I'll probably have to do a little touch up on that once it's done, and that's okay. As long as I get it coated, touch up isn't going to be that hard. All right, so now I will press pause and get you when I'm done. I'm banging it into things. I am going to be snot rocketing gray paint for a month. All right, so here it is. All the way up, all the way down. It's evenly coated and it doesn't look so bad right now. So next step is to paint the hardware. So I will do that. And what I'm going to do is exactly what I shouldn't do, is I'm just going to put it right here on the windowsill and spray it like that. And see how much trouble I get into, as long as no one knows but us. All right, so let me I don't want to lose all the little screws that come with it. All this stuff, the hardware I got at Hobby Lobby, so you go there and you can find all kinds of crazy crap. So let me break all those. Good thing I have a CRKT Betamin in my pocket. I'm breaking these all off of my fingers. Let me finish this and I'll get back to you. Okay, so now it's time to spray the black. I'm going to show you something people don't usually see. that giant bin right there, that giant bin right there, those two giant bins right there, that thing, that bin right there. All knives, literally nothing but knives, nothing but knives. It's a lot of knives. All right, so this is what I did. I just laid them out, and there we go. And what I'm going to do is just kind of give them brush bys from 4 different directions. That's it. Hold on. Okay, so they are all brushed. The base is painted. The hardware is painted. And now I waited. So that's it. So once these are dry, it just comes down to assembly. Then I drill some holes in the bottom of the legs to put the little pads on. And finite. Okay, it's all done. This is, well, we're in a kind of a room you guys never get to see, really. I never film up here. I just realized that. Yeah, imagine that. So I had to change some things up because the holes in the brackets of the other hooks, it left it too wide. So I changed them up. I did this thing. I added some studs going all the way around. Some studs going all the way around. Then I decided to give it, and you'll see that they're different heights. It's because these are different heights. It goes around at a slope. So I could fit towels on every single one of them. But let's see if we can give you a little up close. Got one of those. One of those. One of those. One of those. So obviously it's for a ladies' bathroom because this is going in the girls' room. So I got more studs, and then those little guys that I put on there. And the legs came out good. I put on little feet so it doesn't walk. But all in all, now I have a standing rack. Right? Let's see if we get the light in it on this time. So I've got a standing rack. Looks all good. That's homemade, man. Everything's just done right here. Look at that. It's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. Now these came like dark but not black. But since I was switching it up and doing different colors, I didn't need to paint them. So I left them natural how I found them. And I got everything you see here on there. All the little pegs and stuff I got at Hobby Lobby. The wood, Home Depot. And the little feeding things at Home Depot. But I mean, if you're looking for an easy project and maybe your wife or your girlfriend or even you want a coat rack or a towel rack in the bathroom, that was a pretty easy project. It was a pretty easy project and you could do anything. These actually work really good. I hung a couple jackets up there just to test it. And A-okay. So that's it, man. That's it. Now what I have to do, she's building up her bathroom now. She's painting and doing all this. So now I have to bring it in there. It needs a floor. And just see how it's going to look with the colors of the walls that she chose. Because she's, as you can see, redoing everything. This is the girls' room. Because we have a men's room and ladies' room in this house. So with these walls, that's actually going to look pretty cool. And with this kind of thing, the decorative thing with those, that's going to look pretty good. So you can see the kind of floor she's doing, that gray. It's going to be really nice, actually. Oh, maybe you can't see right there. But right now we tore up the whole floor, and this is what was under there. So that's going to be it. That's going to be it right there. That's kind of cool. That'll hold some towels. It'll look all right. So that's it. Another project done. On to the next. I am Donnie Beyond. Till next video.